Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? Um, we're going to be discussing two things, and then I'm going to play you some videos, okay? And these things are extremely important, okay? So we all know about what happened with Helene in North Carolina, right on? But did you know that there is a backstory? So in King Mountain, North Carolina, okay, and this article that was sent to me by a community member, it's dated for September 14th, 2023, okay. The mine that was there, okay, the lithium mine. I'm going to point out some things to you, okay, so you can see in my eye why it happened the way that it did. It says, the United States is racing to sustain a national battery supply chain as things swing to more EVs. The Department of Defense awarded the Albemarle Corporation a $90 million grant to restart mining corporations in Cleveland County. The money will help purchase mining equipment from the Kings Mountain mine. The manager of Kings Mountain said that the $240 million from the federal government has been awarded to restart the mining in the city. The mine in Kings County shut down in the 1980s, and the facility currently processes lithium brought to the site. Now, while it is exciting, and this is, like I said, last year, for the battery supply chain, the city wants to make sure it's the right move for the community. According to Albemarle Corporation, the lithium deposits would initially support the manufacturing of 1.2 million EVs each year. The manager said there's a lot of due diligence that still has to go into this from the city's perspective. We'll be dealing with the truck traffic, with the noise, with the dust, with the water issues, with the environmental issues. So all of that must be worked out. There has to be a permit for a special use that hasn't been granted yet. The city said that the mining operation will take up to 1,500 to 1,800 acres along Interstate 85 that is developable land. So there's an economic loss if the mine reopens. People near Cherryville in Gaston County have expressed environmental and health concerns about a possible mine coming to their area. King Mountain officials said that it is the same attorney as Gaston County to ensure the city is safe. King Mountain officials said that they don't plan to be an obstacle, but want to make sure the city is safe pending permits and approval. They want to begin operations in the mining facility by late of 2026. And then, whammo, here comes Hurricane Helene in 2024. So that is a backstory that I don't think anybody really realized or even knew about, okay? Now here's something else. A video clip has resurfaced from May of 2019, and I'm going to play that video first and then I'll play the rest of them, okay? In which Harris advocates weaponizing the DOJ against speech the government doesn't like and the platforms that allow it. Now remember, she has accused Mr. T of doing this same exact thing when in fact it was her, okay? So in the meantime, 1 month before the 10th presidential election, the U.S. Department of Defense has authorized U.S. military defense intelligence components to use lethal force against American citizens if requested by state or local law enforcement in an emergency situation. Speaking at the NAACP Fight for Freedom Fund dinner in Detroit, Harris threatened, "We will put the Department of Justice of the United States back in the business of justice. We will double the Civil Rights Division and the direct law enforcement to counter this extremism." She went on to say she would hold social media platforms accountable for the hate infiltrating their platforms, because they have a responsibility to help fight against this threat to our democracy. if you don't police your platforms, we are going to hold you accountable. Okay, so this is the first video that I'm going to show you. Okay, so here you go, and then I have other videos for you as well.
And will put the Department of Justice of the United States back in the business of justice. We will double the Civil Rights Division and direct law enforcement to counter this extremism. We will hold social media platforms accountable for the hate infiltrating their platforms, because they have a responsibility to help fight against this threat to our democracy. And if you profit off of hate, if you act as a megaphone for misinformation or cyber warfare, if you don't police your platforms, we are going to hold you accountable as a community.
We turn now to the dangerous situation in New Mexico. Parts of the state remain on alert for more potential flooding. First responders and the National Guard rescued hundreds of people overnight. Water levels in some areas have gone down, but not before stranding drivers when their vehicles got stuck. WABC meteorologist Danny Beckstrom is here now. Danny, take us through how long this threat is going to last.
Rachel, flood watches remain in effect through late tonight as this stalled system over the Four Corners region continues to drop rain this evening. Near Roswell, where many of those rescues happened, almost 8 inches of rain fell in just 24 hours. Roswell itself setting an all-time record for daily rainfall with nearly 6 inches. The threat now shifts just north, where an additional 1 to 3 inches are possible through early Monday morning. Now to the tropics, Hurricane Oscar approaching landfall in eastern Cuba as a Category 1 hurricane. It makes a U-turn, heads toward the southeast Bahamas as it weakens with no threat to the U.S. Here at home, warmth is the weather story for most. Record highs possible from Tucson to Minneapolis down through Dallas to start the week, and that trend looks to hold through the end of the month. Rachel?
Danny, thank you.
Cuba plunged into a countrywide blackout after the collapse of one of its major power plants Friday. By evening, officials said a trickle of power to its grid was restored. Grid operator UNE said it hoped to restart at least 5 of its oil-fired generation plants overnight, so it can gradually restore power to broader areas of the country. The vast majority of the country's 10 million residents were still in the dark on Friday night. Scattered pockets of the capital, Havana, including some of the city's major hospitals, saw lights flicker back on shortly after dark. Residents lit candles and fires and got through their Friday evening. A local, Rafael Pedro Gomez, says small children, the elderly and the sick were suffering the most from the outage. And an employee of a hostel, Claudia Amanda Betancourt, says without electricity, guests in the room don't have air conditioning. Virtually all businesses in Havana ground to a halt on Friday. Earlier, the government was forced to close schools. Most state workers were sent home in a last-ditch effort to keep the lights on after weeks of severe power outages. Cuba's President Miguel Diaz-Canel on TV told people to remain united and urged caution to residents from misinformation on social media. The blackout comes as residents are also suffering from shortages of food, fuel, water and medicine. Officials blamed the outage on deteriorating infrastructure, fuel shortages and rising demand. They also said strong winds from Hurricane Milton last week hampered fuel deliveries to power plants. Cuba has long blamed U.S. Cold War-era embargo and sanctions under former President Donald Trump for difficulties in acquiring fuel and spare parts to operate its oil-fired plants. The country's largest oil supplier, Venezuela, has also reduced shipments in the first 9 months of the year, while Russia and Mexico have also greatly reduced fuel shipments.
So Cuba is completely out of power, like the entire island. 10 million people without power. Now, I'm not one to jump to conclusions, but usually before something big happens in America, it's like they try to do like a little trial run in a smaller country. They do it with the monetary system. They do it with different military exercises and different things all throughout history. You can look them up. My curiosity, I guess, should be a better way to say it. Like maybe this is a run through to see how the whole country of Cuba is going to act for a couple of weeks without power as preparation to see how we would react. I don't know, maybe not. Still pretty crazy. 10 million people without power, the entire island of Cuba, and they're blaming the United States. So we'll see.
Valió madre el pedo.
All right, we got him now.
Yo, listen. I got to talk about this. I have to, even though it's a distraction, but I had to because this just dropped like an hour ago. If you don't know, yo, there's arrest warrants for seven celebrities right now. They said they already arrested some of them. Oh my God, the names of the seven. And let me just say, there's a lot of shit coming out about J-Lo. She's not even one of the people that are arrested right now. The seven I'm gonna name, and then I'm gonna tell you the story I just heard. And listen, you can look this up. This is facts. But the first the seven celebrities are Drake, Rick Ross, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Ellen DeGeneres, Oprah Winfrey, and Will Smith. Again, let me repeat the seven, and I'm gonna tell you the story. This is juicy, and I know it's a distraction, but hey, I'm kind of glad these stars are falling from the sky, which is biblical. Again, Rick Ross, Drake, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Ellen DeGeneres, Oprah Winfrey, Will Smith, and J-Lo's not even one of them, but she will be because this was even on the Stephen A. Smith podcast. And bro, I'm gonna show you a picture where I'm gonna direct you to the video, and then go watch the 3. It's part 3. It just dropped. So this is breaking news. They are vindicating Shine. They're going so back in Diddy's dirt that they're proving that Diddy got Shine set up and he did all those years over a lying testimony by J-Lo. Y'all remember when J-Lo was a witness and the reason why Shine went to jail and got his life ruined? Yeah, there's tapes proving that Shine didn't kill no one. Shine went to jail for no reason, and that Diddy set that up. And it all resorts back to J-Lo and her testimony saying it was him. You ever wonder why? People are wondering, or not the people, but celebrities are like, how you be engaged to Diddy for a year and you not know what's going on? Oh, you knew what was going on. Oh, you were part of it. Oh, they were part of it. But that's why you're seeing J-Lo now try to remarry Ben, and she's trying to put herself so far away from this. But, bro, go to this video right here. This is part 3, and this is facts. I looked this shit up. Look at the 7. All the 7 got arrest warrants right now. What? But the Gossip 24/7. That is the name of the page. I would go to this so fast, and watch this to see what if I said is true. 7 celebrities got arrest warrants. There are the names. Look at Ellen, look at Oprah, look at Will Smith, look at Drake, look at Jay-Z, Beyonce. Get them all burned. They need to burn. We need no more fucking liking celebrities. That's the one thing you can call this a distraction, but I call this people waking up. Peace to the gods.
Quick little video. I want everyone who is sharing about what has been going on, don't stop, don't let up, pedal down, because it is making waves. they are having a fit, that they're getting exposed. Please don't stop. This is our job. If you are not in Western North Carolina working and helping these people, your job is to spread these personal stories that people are putting online and keep it going, keep it going, keep it going, guys. Don't stop, because we are not going to let them do to us what they did to Maui and these other places. Keep up the good work.